Tonight, from across Australia and around the world, it's time to look back and unpack the week from the cheap seats with special guests, Aussie funny man Pete Hellier and Kiwi comedian Lana Walters. And now, here are your hosts, Melanie Bracewell and Tim McDonald.
So great to have your company. And joining us a little later on, the stars of Fantastic Four with our very own Mel Tracina. Look out for that.
Let's crack on with the big story of the week.
Yes.
The PM and the President committing to take it to the next level.
Oh my gosh. Second base. I think they're going to a Coldplay concert together.
Oh, really? It's going to be lovely.
Yeah.
This is, of course, Anthony Albanese's 6-day trip to China, including those high-level talks with the Chinese President Xi Jinping, who appears to be listening to the Mushroom Case Daily podcast. Yeah.
But obviously a lot of very sensitive, very critical geopolitical issues on the agenda.
And the Prime Minister asked the tough questions.
And did they just eat bamboo?
No.
Okay.
An important trip, a successful trip.
So what happened during this meeting?
Anthony Albanese raised the Chinese military's live fire drills in the Tasman Strait earlier this year.
Tough topic. Thankfully, Sky News had the official translation.
The PM said, hey, can you let us know next time? And the President said, nah, we'll be right.
Yep, great. Good chat.
It's giving a touch of Mel Tracina's Love Island recap.
Yes. Well, it's interesting, the President said, yeah, nah, which is also the name of the Chinese Defence Minister. So very interesting, very interesting.
It wasn't just important talks.
It wasn't just politics that was discussed. The band there in the Great Hall played a different version of Paul Kelly's To Her Door, of Midnight Oil's Power and the Passion, and those gestures matter.
They matter.
Amazing. Albo just declaring he has Shazam on his phone.
This matters.
Yes.
The band even played a version of Paul Kelly's biggest hit, How to Make Soy Sauce. Extra tang. Well, as you saw there, the Prime Minister walked the Great Wall of China.
And he was there to make a big statement.
The Prime Minister with fiancée Jodie Hayden ready to make the great leap.
Anyone happen to be a celebrant here?
Wow.
Because nothing says marriage like a giant wall designed to keep people apart. Perfect. It was a big moment for the Prime Minister.
And it was on the Great Wall, surrounded
Yes.
by all that history, that the Prime Minister reflected on an important issue.
I've got to give you my footy tips. I've written them out on a bit of paper because I haven't got any phone numbers or anything.
My footy tips.
Chances are you're about to lose. I just want to make that clear.
Well, it reminds me of the words of the great Hongwu Emperor of the Ming Dynasty, who stood atop the Great Wall 600 years ago and said, I'm tipping the Dockers, but I'm not confident. They don't travel well.
Translation.
Look, it was a big trip for the Prime Minister, walking the Great Wall like former Labor leader Gough Whitlam did in 1971, visiting a panda centre as Bob Hawke did back in 1986, and in a lovely tribute to Harold Holt, he got kidnapped by the same Chinese submarine. Which is a lovely touch.
That's wonderful.
Lovely touch.
After that, it was off to the next stop and another important meeting.
Albanese came here to the Panda Research Centre in Chengdu.
The Panda Research Centre, where those pandas are hard at work in the lab.
Look, he was there to meet with a familiar face and a very senior, highly respected diplomatic envoy.
She's a panda, a diplomat, a megastar and a long-time resident of Australia. Meet Fu Ni.
Why is he introducing her like she's on Dancing with the Stars? Moving on now and heading back home.
When Adelaide needs to know.
We'll make sure you know the news.
Know the news. And what is making news this week?
Rub-a-dub-dub, there's a giant panda in a tub.
She's a diplomat, she's a star, she's a... Well done.
But to the other big news this week.
Tonight, Tasmania votes, ballots are cast and the countdown begins on who will form the next state government.
Yes, for voters, it was a tough choice.
Numbering 1 to 7, not the only big decision. Voters in Invermay had to choose between the polling station or the Emma Mema concert.
It's a tough choice.
Amazing.
But the voters were excited to have their say.
Are you excited to vote?
No, not really.
Okay, good chat.
The Anthony Green's let himself go.
Yeah.
Hasn't he? Were you going to say the similar thing?
Don't look to me. When your joke doesn't work, you own that. I can't be rescuing you every time, mate.
Well, back to the election. Counting continues this week, and they have an interesting voting system.
Christopher has gone for Dean Winter. I'm not sure if that makes Dean the winner. Does it? I'm not sure.
Christopher has mauled Dean Winter, which I believe makes him the front runner.
Well, no one knows. That's the thing. It's still going to be a hung parliament. It looks like Premier Jeremy Rockcliffe is in the front seat to retain office.
But there have been concerns raised about delays to the count.
Possibly caused by a calculator used in the 1800s. What?
They're getting to the count later. They're writing boobies right now. That's very exciting.
Let's head to the US and a busy week for the president.
President Trump facing a political firestorm
over a report he personally wrote a birthday letter to Jeffrey Epstein.
Featuring a sketch of a naked woman, signed "Happy Birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret."
You should have seen how much he licked the envelope. It was crazy. It was ridiculous.
Yes, this is a big story. Jeffrey Epstein and the tension between Trump and some of his supporters over the so-called Epstein files.
Trump doesn't understand the obsession with Epstein.
Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life.
He might be talking about Joe Biden there, I'm not sure. It's confusing. Moving on now, and sticking with Trump, this is Donald Trump signing, I believe, a Women's Rights Act, just based on the crowd there. No, he's signing the Genius Act.
The Genius Act?
Yes, which will regulate the cryptocurrency sector.
Let's take a listen to the president.
That's very impressive, and he was introducing me to Mr. Honda. I said, "Oh, are you in the car business?" He goes, "Yes." I said, "You're a very rich man." And then he said, "Mr. Toyota, right? Toyota." And I said, "What business are you in?" Let me guess. He said, "Cars."
Right, we might come back to that.
The Genius Act.
The Genius Act.
Look, it's been a...
He's still not talking to Mr. Tesla.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week for Trump.
Trump also left Wall Street shaken after he suggested the firing of the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell.
He's a terrible Fed chair. I was surprised he was appointed. I was surprised, frankly, that Biden put him in and extended him.
Yeah, let's take a look at Biden appointing him.
My nomination of Jerome Powell.
He said Jerome Powell there, but he calls him Mr. Money.
Yeah, well, you got to take that extra swing just to see if it'll not stay out.
That wasn't a joke. That was a comment. There's a big difference.
Right,
when you laugh, it's a joke. When you don't, it's a comment.
Okay.
We'll be doing a lot of comments tonight. Some medical news now for the president.
The White House revealing the 79-year-old has been diagnosed with a minor vein condition.
His swollen ankles and bruised hands.
Unclear which one of them is his ankle there.
Just to be clear, that's a healthy leg on the right.
Yes.
We've got a great show for you. Comedians Lana Walters and Pete Hellier join us. And after the break, it's our Reporter of the Week. Stick around.
Donald Trump released a new fragrance this week. What's it called? A Touch of Musk.
Living outside of Australia? Looking for the best place to watch? Have you been paying attention? Our YouTube channel is the place you're looking for. We're releasing brand new episodes for our overseas friends of the show.
So you guys are a couple, is that what it is?
On the official Have You Been Paying Attention YouTube channel. Subscribe today.